Welcome everyone and thank you so much for joining in. So was 25,000 the top for Bitcoin and now we should start preparing for this new corrective movement from here on, or is this just a temporary pullback before price again starts showing this bullishness, even though the price right now is forming this very nice looking dead cat bounce and also rising wedge type of formation? What to expect next? What kind of scenario could be playing out in the immediate short term and in the upcoming days? We are going to discuss about that in today's video, so please watch this video till the end. And also guys, before I jump into the content, if you haven't destroyed that like button, then please do it right now. And for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button and the bell. So starting this again here in a daily time frame, I'm going to keep it very simple. Yesterday we found out the price of Bitcoin along with the bullish scenarios, we were also forming this dead cat bounce and rising wedge formation, which is considered as a bearish scenario. And according to this bearish scenario, as you can see, the price of Bitcoin, if you look at this dead cat bounce, after this dead cat bounce, we got retracement around this 0.5 Fibonacci line or 50% retracement, just like I showing example. And now we are finding some very strong resistance around that area. So is this something to worry about? Because right now, if you look at this daily time frame, the daily is showing a movement towards the lower line area of this rising wedge. Even though the rising wedge scenario, dead cat bounce, is considered as a very bearish scenario, what we said, the price of Bitcoin, even though if this is going to be a reversal here to the downside, right, breaking the support from this rising wedge and also heading towards the next Fibonacci line, which right now is around 23,000, the 0.38 Fibonacci line, we could still show a movement here in this manner, even though this is considered as a very bearish scenario. Why? Because we know around that area, around this 23,000 to 22,500 range, we have extremely strong support lying around for Bitcoin. So even if this is going to be a bearish scenario for the immediate short term or even in the upcoming days, the price of Bitcoin does have some very strong support around this 22,500 to 23,000 range, and we are still expecting this trend continuation to happen at least towards this 25,000 to 26,000 range before calling it a top. Why? Because if you look at this one here, yesterday I showed you very clearly the crossover that we have been waiting since 120 days has finally flashed. I mean the 20 exponential moving average crossing above this 50 exponential moving average. But what I also included, even though this was considered as a bullish scenario, we could be forming a very similar scenario just like here from the past price action. I mean, after this bullish crossover, the 20 exponential moving average crossing over the 50 exponential moving average, you can see, even though this was considered as a bullish scenario, what did the price of Bitcoin did? It showed this retracement towards the 20 moving average, and only after that started this impulsive movement. So we said, even though this is considered as a bullish scenario, because we have already seen this crossover, the 20 exponential has already crossed over the 50 exponential, so this could be also a very similar scenario where we could be heading towards the moving averages, the 50 and 20 exponential moving average, testing the support around that area before again showing this impulsiveness. So that's why here in the immediate short term, this 20 and 50 exponential moving average around 23,000 is also going to be one very important line of support for Bitcoin. And beside this, we even found out, according to this leading indicator, the trend, if we are going to see any sort of a reversal, the same line here, the top CPI line, which is around 22,700, is going to be one of the most important line of support for Bitcoin. And now, along with the previous example, the 20 and 50 exponential moving average, the 0.38 Fibonacci line, we have some very strong support around this 22,500 to 23,000 range. Because according to the CPI indicator, we are expecting the price of Bitcoin, even though if we are going to see any sort of a weakness in the immediate short term, we are still expecting the price of Bitcoin to see this reversal at least towards this 25,700 to 26,000 before choosing an actual trend direction. Now let me combine all of this support in one single chart and explain everything in detail. So just a friendly reminder before I start talking about this very interesting scenario, if you haven't destroyed that like button, then please do it right now. And for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button and the bell. Now let me show you this one very interesting scenario which is playing out right now. Yesterday we found out, according to this ascending broadening wedge, we found out the price of Bitcoin was not just only getting rejection around the 0.5 Fibonacci line, right, or the upper line area from this rising wedge, but also the upper line area from this broadening wedge. And according to this broadening wedge, you can see the upper line here has already rejected the price couple of times. You can see this line was a very important line of resistance, and I made it very clear, once this 25,000 is going to flip into support, then the price of Bitcoin could turn very bullish. But we unfortunately got resistance around that area, and now we are also seeing this reversal. So according to the previous example, now let me add all of this support line in one single chart. I mean, if this trend continuation is going to happen, first I just showed you with this rising wedge scenario, we have to break the support from this rising wedge, because if you look at this price action here in this manner, we know the support from this rising wedge is still there around 23,600, 23,500 area. And even if this is going to get broken, then the next important support is from this moving averages, the 20 and 50 exponential moving average, which is going to be a very important line of support around this 23,500 to 23,000 range. And now if I would add the CPI indicator, you can see the top CPI line is also going to be one of the most important line of support, which is around 22,700 area. And now what I'm going to add here along with this 20-50 exponential moving average, CPI support line, the support from this rising trend line, I am going to add this 200 weekly moving average. This 200 weekly moving average, if you look at this blue line, you can see this blue line is the 200 weekly SMA, and since the price of Bitcoin is above it, the same line is definitely going to be acting as one very strong support line for Bitcoin. And now if you look at this here in a whole, you can see, guys, between this price range of 22,500 to 23,000 area, we have some very strong line of support lying around for Bitcoin. So even if the price of Bitcoin is going to break the support from this rising wedge and continue this rally here to the downside, we know the 20-50 exponential moving average, 200 weekly SMA, and also the CPI line is going to be acting as one of the most important support line. And after that, we are still expecting this continuation to happen in this manner, at least towards the 25 to 26,000 before choosing an actual trend duration from there on. So this is what I see right now looking at the price action of Bitcoin. And now, guys, today, beside Bitcoin price action, I also want to give you a quick update on Ethereum price action. Now, before I switch into other chart, just to make you aware, we have up to $8,550 bonus available for our community member in the description down below. As you can see, Bybit is giving around $4,450 bonus after initial deposit, and Phemex around $4,100 bonus. So if you are an experienced trader, if you want to take advantage of this market volatility, then the link is provided in the description down below. Feel free to check it out. Now let's switch the chart. So guys, now if you look at this price action of Ethereum here in a weekly time frame using this logarithmic scale, you can see we are forming a very nice looking descending broadening wedge where the price has found a strong resistance each and every time it tested the upper line area, and support each and every time it tested the lower line area. And now if you look at this as a descending broadening wedge, you can see the price here is still making this lower highs, lower lows continuation pattern, right? But each and every time we tested the lower line area, what happened with price action? We had this really nice relief rally where we got attracted towards the upper line area from this descending broadening wedge. Similar thing happened after getting rejection around the upper line area. We had this reversal, price tested the lower line area from this descending broadening wedge but found support, and now we are again seeing this relief rally type of scenario. So if this relief rally is going to continue, then we have said the price of Ethereum here in the medium short term and in the upcoming days before the merge could be heading towards this 2,100 to 2,200 before choosing an actual trend duration, because we are expecting this trend reversal to continue even if we are going to see some weakness in the medium short term playing out for Ethereum. So why we are actually expecting the price of Ether to see this impulsive movement, even if we are going to witness some corrective movement on our way in the immediate short term or in the upcoming days. Because if we look at this price structure here in a daily time frame and also look at this bump and run reversal scenario, because according to this bump and run reversal, the price of Ethereum has already broken out of this key line of resistance, right? This line here, which acted as a strong line of resistance in the past Ether price action, turned out to be a very strong support. And since then, we are showing this uphill run just like as shown in the example. So even if we are going to see any sort of a weakness in the immediate short term, we are still expecting this price to continue at least towards the 2100 to 2200, because in a weekly we just found out we will be testing the upper line resistance from this descending boarding wedge before again choosing an actual trend direction. So that's why here in the immediate short term, if we do see any sort of a weakness in price action of Ether, we are still expecting this trend to continue until the Ether merge. Because if we look at this here right now in a daily time frame, in a very simple way, what we can also do, we can take this ascending channel and simply place it here. Because if you look at this ascending channel, each and every time we tested the upper line area of this ascending channel, we got reversal towards the lower line area, found support, started this new impulsive movement, got another rejection around the upper line area of the ascending channel, and then reversal towards the lower line area. Each and every time you can see the price found support at the lower line area. After that, we have seen a very impulsive movement, but getting rejection around the upper line area has also brought the price towards the lower line area from this ascending channel. So that's why if this trend is going to see a weakness here in the immediate short term, then we are expecting the price of Ether to test the support around this lower line area of this ascending channel, and then again continue this moving here in this manner before choosing an actual trend direction. So that's why, guys, that's why for Bitcoin, we know this price range around 22,500 to 22,000, we have extremely strong support for Bitcoin. And for Ethereum, now we can see, even if we are going to see any sort of a retracement towards this lower line area of this ascending channel, then around 1,800 is going to be a very, very strong support line for Ether. And after that, we are actually expecting the price to again continue here towards the 2,200 price target area. So these are some of the quick update that I wanted to share with you in today's video. If you enjoyed my vlog, then please hit the like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye.